Mercy Watson, Princess in Disguise. Chapter 10. General Washington ran. Mercy ran after General Washington. Eugenia ran after Mercy. Baby ran after Eugenia. Mr. Watson ran after Baby. Mrs. Watson ran after Mr. Watson. "Meow," said General Washington. "Oink," said Mercy. "Pig," said Eugenia. "Sister," said Baby. "Darling," said Mr. Watson. "Dear," said Mrs. Watson. General Washington ran through the living room and back into the kitchen. He ran out the front open back door. Mercy was in hot pursuit. Her dress felt a bit snug, but it did not slow her down. She was having an excellent time. Chapter 11. Frank and Stella are brother and sister. Frank and Stella live at 50 Deckawoo Drive. "Look at that," said Stella. "What is it?" asked Frank. "It's a Halloween parade," said Stella. "Stand back," said Frank. "It looks dangerous." "Wait for me," Stella shouted. "I want to be in the parade too." "Stella!" shouted Frank. "Stella!" Chapter 12. General Washington raced to the end of Deckawoo Drive. He ran up the trunk of an old oak tree. Mercy stopped. Behind Mercy, Eugenia did not stop. Eugenia bumped into Mercy. Baby bumped into Eugenia. Mr. Watson bumped into Baby. Mrs. Watson bumped into Mr. Watson. Stella bumped into Mrs. Watson. And Frank bumped into Stella. Mercy looked up at General Washington. She sighed. She sat down. The chase was over. Mercy was very tired. She was very hot. Her tiara was pinching her ears. Her pink dress felt terribly snug, and even porcine princesses cannot climb trees. Chapter 13. "Well," said Stella, "I guess the parade is over." "Nothing is over!" Eugenia Lincoln shouted. She stared up into the branches of the tree. "General Washington," said Eugenia, "come down here immediately." "Meow," said General Washington. "General Washington," said Eugenia, "I will not take no for an answer." "Meow," said General Washington. "Cats don't usually do what you ask them to do," said Stella. "Nonsense," said Eugenia. "General Washington always obeys orders." "I think that cat is stuck," said Frank. "Nonsense," said Eugenia. "General Washington is far too intelligent to get stuck." Eugenia called General Washington again and again, but General Washington would not move. "I think," said Mr. Watson, "it might be a good time to call the fire department."